Hey everyone, hopping in today for one of our last reset conversations in this reset live stream series. And the goal today is to share about developing this greater capacity for joy. And today's conversation is going to be a bit shorter, but no less important than any of the conversations we've had so far. In fact, maybe even more important. Not that the comparison is something that we need to do. I just put mascara on. Is it coming off? Oh no, these are just the bags under my eyes because I didn't get any sleep last night. Both babies, mostly the 2-year-old, have been struggling with sleep even more so than typical for the past 3 weeks. And so last night was a very hard night. I did not get any sleep. I'm not sure if it is the diabetes that is causing the mood fluctuations and then making it difficult for her to stay asleep at night. And then because she's not getting all the sleep at night that she needs, she's then tired, right, during the day. And as a result, is having more mood fluctuations. And so then there's this cycle that's happening. So I'm not sure exactly what the cause of it is. We suspect it might be related to the way her mood is being affected by the diabetes. And then of course she's 2. So there's that aspect, but this is different than what those who call the terrible twos. This is different than that. I don't call them the terrible twos anyway. I call them the thoracic 3s. Wait till you get to the 3s if you haven't gotten there. And if you have gotten there, you know what I'm talking about, right? But regardless, that's what these are for. That's why they're there. And you know what? I'm human, you're human. Let's just go with it. Why cover it all up? Sometimes it feels good, right? To just put a little something there, go out feeling good, and other times it feels good to just leave it. So you do what you do that lets you feel good about how you're presenting yourself to the world. That was a caveat because I could see myself in the camera, but now we're going to come back on track. So developing a capacity for greater joy. The reason I wanted to talk about this today is because it is such a common occurrence, such a common conversation that I wind up needing to work with folks around, particularly around the women that I work with who tend to be high functioning, high performing, very responsible, very reliable, right? Who at some point, as responsibilities got piled on, the role of being the figure it outer or the responsible one got piled on, the demands of life got piled on, then motherhood came with its whole assortment of responsibilities and demands and a new role that's so important. All of these things get piled on and piled on and piled on. What happens to the parts of us, the childlike parts of us who enjoyed being playful? What happens as responsibilities get piled on, the pressure, the stress related to taking care of all these things gets piled on? What happens to the parts of us that used to like to be silly or goofy or play around? What happens as the tasks get added to the to-do list, the demands feel like they're getting heavier and heavier, right? The kids are back at school now, and so the emails are nonstop, and the things that you need to sign them up for are nonstop, and the forms that you need to respond to are nonstop. Maybe there's a sports schedule or a music schedule, or all of these things that you need to be aware of to get on the schedule are nonstop, in addition to your own work, and blah, 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 nonstop. All of these things get piled on. What happens to the parts of you that innately want to enjoy and be present in your life? You know what happens? You feel distant from them. You feel like you're moving further and further and further and further away from them. And it also feels like you can't close that gap because there's literally always something else that needs your time, that needs your attention, that needs your effort, that needs your focus. And what occurs when this is chronic? Oftentimes, unfortunately, This starts in childhood and develops over time, accumulates over time. This responsibility and role and pressure and stress additions that get piled on top of the woman, the high performer, that pulls her away, that distances her from her own internal, very innate natural parts that want to feel childlike, that want to have fun, that want to play, that want to be silly, that want to be goofy, that want to be able to let loose. What happens as that continues to accumulate over time? We get more and more disconnected from ourselves. And our capacity for joy feels like it's getting pinched off. It feels like it's either too far out of reach or just within reach. And so when we do work that helps explore and process and shift the intensity, the heaviness, the weightedness that comes with the chronic layers and carrying them around, the chronic layers of carrying around the stress and the roles and responsibilities and the demands, carrying that around in your backpack, on your shoulders all the time, in your mind, all that mental clutter, taking up all that space. When we can work with that, process that, and really better understand what has contributed to that so that we can shift it, not just mentally, okay? Mental shifting is not enough. To psychosomatically shift it, so through the nervous system, to rewire that kind of shifting, brain body shifting. Bit by bit, the heaviness can become less burdensome. And the distance between you, present day you, and these other parts of you that are very natural, very innate, that want to feel playful, that want to feel silly, that want to feel goofy, that want to be able to let loose and let go for a little bit and just be fully present and engaging in the moment in a way that feels good and satisfying, without all of the hypervigilance, without all of these other areas and things pulling us mentally in all these other places. When we can do that, our capacity for joy expands. And so often people think like self-development is only about focusing on what you want to fix and fixing a problem and making that better. But it's not just about that. The whole point is so that you can become more of who you innately are and who you're designed to be, which includes someone who can enjoy their life and relationships. Someone who can tap into that capacity for joy. Even though challenges in life are going to happen, stressors are going to happen, and we need to let those be tended to. We need to let those emotions be real and valid and felt, right? We need to be able to do that. But part of why we need to be able to do that is so we can feel more joy. Is so they're not getting, those challenging emotions aren't getting stuck in our body and held in our system and just further perpetuating unhelpful patterns in our mind and our nervous system, right? If we can shift that, now we have enhanced our capacity for joy. We're better able to connect with the parts of us that we grew disconnected from. Those parts of us that innately, naturally say, I want to feel good. I want to feel good. I want to enjoy my life. And so if this is something that resonates for you, if you're thinking about a woman in your life who's high-powered, high-performing, high-achieving, managing it all, those are the strong women. I know that you can think of some that you have on your mind. And they're entrepreneurs or they're leaders. Share this with them. Perhaps they would like to further tap into their capacity for joy. Because I think we all really want that. How good does it feel to be able to experience more joy more often? It's a beautiful gift. And it comes with our continued healing, our continued evolution, our willingness to continue to learn and grow. Not just to figure out problems or to hit goals, but to really make space for shifting what needs to be shifted, for tending to what needs to be tended to, even if we want to avoid it or get rid of it, to tend to it instead, so that we can open up that capacity for joy that we naturally, innately desire and deserve. If you can get down with this, if you're like, yes, I hear you, or yes, I've had that experience, share below. Let people know, let people be inspired by your experience too, because the more we share our own experiences, the more we can inspire and have that ripple effect continue to influence in a positive, healthy, helpful way those around us.